Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are cracking open an internal message that's really become much more than just a notification.
Oh, absolutely.
It's turned into this foundational declaration, a really powerful and, well, highly intentional mandate, delivered right to the heart of the entire ONPASSIVE ecosystem.
Right into the OES.
Exactly. So we're diving deep into the strategy and, I suppose, the psychology behind excerpts from Rise, Reset, Refocus, ONPASSIVE's call to action.
And what's so interesting here, and the source material highlights this straight away, is the context, how you receive this message.
Yeah, it's not buried somewhere.
Not at all. Not in some long email or a memo you might skim. No, this is critical enough, demanding enough, that it actually takes over the OES dashboard.
The ONPASSIVE ecosystem dashboard, yeah.
So you log in, maybe you're a founder, an affiliate, expecting, the usual updates, maybe commission figures, product news.
Standard stuff.
Right. And instead, bam! Those three words dominate your screen. It's an immediate demand for a pause, a strategic pause.
A moment of reflection.
And ultimately, a call to unified action. It's really quite something.
It is. It's designed, it feels like, to just stop you in your tracks. It doesn't feel passive at all.
No.
It feels personal, almost like a direct ping from the leadership saying, okay, pause, breathe, think about where we've been and where we're going.
And the documentation we've looked at is clear on this. This pop-up, it signals a moment of deep inflection. It's not just a technical update.
Far from it.
It signals a shift in operational philosophy, really.
And that strategic inflection point, well, that defines our mission for this deep dive, doesn't it?
It does. We need to unpack not just the simple meaning, but the whole strategic, emotional, and importantly, the technical significance of these three words. Rise, reset, refocus.
Powerful words.
Very. And we have to analyze this not just as, some corporate branding exercise or a catchy slogan.
No, it's deeper.
It's a critical artifact, directly inspired, the source says, by Ash Mufareh's big vision that started back in 2018. That vision for global transformation using AI.
So for you listening, whether you're a founder who's been there since the start, maybe a newer affiliate, or perhaps just someone curious about how these large digital platforms work internally.
Their culture, their drivers.
Exactly. Our goal today is pretty straightforward. We want you to walk away understanding what this pivotal dashboard message means for ONPASSIVE's next big chapter.
And crucially, how it should inform your own involvement, your own strategy going forward.
Okay, let's unpack the power of three. All right, let's start with just the simplicity of it, the language. Why only three words? I mean, we're drowning in information these days, aren't we?
Constantly. Notifications, emails, white papers, endless streams of text.
And then this lands. Just three words, it's stark, it's brief. And the source material basically argues that's the whole point. Three words are enough to shift a mindset.
And I think that brevity is the core of its power. It makes the message, well, almost inescapable.
You can't ignore it.
You really can't. The source documentation suggests, and it makes sense, that in a massive complex system like ONPASSIVE, if you want a message to stick universally
Across global teams.
Exactly. It needs to bypass that usual cognitive resistance. Lengthy explanations, people analyze them, pick them apart.
But three words.
They demand immediate internalization. It's simple. They function as these foundational metaphors, cutting right through the technical jargon, getting straight to the strategic core.
Easy to remember, easy to share.
Instantly communicable, and they articulate an entire philosophy in like a single breath.
So these aren't just dictionary definitions, they're operational commands, metaphors laying the groundwork for what comes next.
Precisely. Foundational metaphors.
Okay, give us the breakdown. What does the source define for each word? Let's start with rise.
Right, rise. This one taps into the emotional journey. It speaks directly to courage, to endurance. It's not just about standing up.
It's standing up stronger.
Exactly. Stronger than before. Leveraging the lessons learned, overcoming maybe the external skepticism, managing any internal doubts people had along the way.
It implies moving upwards.
An upward trajectory, definitely. Both, literally for platform performance, but also figuratively. Personal growth, professional standards, it sets the bar higher.
Okay. Then we pivot to reset. That sounds more technical.
It has that feel, but it's broader. Reset signifies profound renewal. It's like hitting the clean slate button conceptually.
Letting go of the past.
Yes. Shedding past frustrations, maybe disappointments from the long build-up phase. Any periods where things felt stagnant. It's an internal cleansing, a system refresh.
But now starting from scratch.
Crucially, no. The source is clear on that. A reset isn't starting over. It means keeping the core vision, the underlying hardware, if you will.
But optimizing the software.
Optimizing the entire operating system for maximum efficiency, getting rid of the bugs, the legacy issues.
Which brings us to refocus. That feels like the execution phase, the mental shift needed after the reset.
It's the target, the end goal of the first two, achieving crystalline clarity. Refocus means channeling all that renewed energy, that streamlined attention,
Towards what really matters.
towards the shared, massive objective of the whole ecosystem. It's about rigorously filtering out the noise, the distractions,
And prioritizing.
prioritizing actions that drive immediate, mission-critical results. So, if Rise is the courage and Reset is the optimization.
Refocus is the precision aim.
That's a good way to put it, precision aim.
What's fascinating reading the material is how it ties this three-word metaphor directly to the company's own story. It's not random.
Not at all. It acknowledges the journey.
The long, winding road. Years of innovation, setbacks, victories, breakthroughs. It's all baked in.
Absolutely. The message itself acts like a historical marker within the ONPASSIVE narrative. It's a public declaration, even if internally directed.
Saying what exactly?
Essentially, the next chapter has arrived. This is the signal flare.
Okay, the prep work is done.
Pretty much. It tells founders, affiliates, everyone, everything up till now. The multi-year development, the waiting, it was all necessary groundwork. But that phase, it's over.
And the new mandate.
It's clear. It's aggressive. Rise higher in your ambition, reset any old, inefficient strategies, and refocus the collective vision onto the huge global scale the tech now supports.
Okay, let's spend some real time on each phase now, starting with Rise. There's a definite emotional weight to that word, isn't there?
There really is.
The source material makes a point of acknowledging, quite openly, the difficult journey for many founders. It doesn't gloss over the years of waiting.
It can't afford to, I think. That shared struggle is part of the glue. The journey was long. It required immense patience.
And the source mentions specifics.
Oh, yes. Moments of deep uncertainty, periods where progress felt incredibly slow, and those seasons when critics tried to tear down the dream.
Doubters questioning if it would ever launch or if the scale was even possible.
Exactly. So Rise becomes the definitive, triumphant answer to all that. It's the vindication moment.
It's powerful because it asks members to actively choose persistence, right, over fear.
That theme must resonate incredibly deeply with the early adopters.
Absolutely. It's about overcoming that internal doubt, reinforcing faith, and anchoring back to Ash Mufari's original huge vision from 2018.
A vision that required enormous belief back then.
And now that belief is being validated, they'd argue, by a fully working integrated ecosystem. The tools are live.
And the analogy the source uses here is potent. The phoenix rising from ashes.
It's not subtle.
No, it's deliberately profound. It positions the community and the company itself not just as survivors of difficulty,
But transformed by it.
precisely,
Yeah.
transformed because of the challenges. The ashes could represent old systems, early clunky versions, maybe old ways of thinking.
And the phoenix.
Suggests rebirth, stronger, more resilient, ready to soar, using that past struggle as fuel for the next stage, fuel for growth and massive scale.
Okay, so Rise is that internal resilience, that overcoming. Let's shift to phase 2. Reset. This feels like the technical and organizational engine room of the message.
It definitely connects technology and life optimization, as the source puts it.
You mentioned earlier it's more than just a rebrand. Is this a genuine technical overhaul we're talking about within the OES?
The documentation points that way, yes. The technical reset isn't just cosmetic. It's about wiping away limitations.
Like legacy code, bottlenecks.
Things like that. Stuff that crops up when you scale rapidly. Server issues, database inefficiencies. The reset is about restoring optimal, future-proof performance.
Which is critical if you're aiming for global scale.
Absolutely crucial. Especially with massive transaction volumes, think O-Wallet. The system has to handle it seamlessly.
So the source talks about this OES 2.0 era. What does that actually mean for a founder using it day to day?
It implies a significant leap in capability, system-wide enhancements leading to what the source calls limitless speed, efficiency, and opportunity.
So faster transactions in O-Wallet.
That's one example. Much better stability and capacity for O-Connect webinars, handling potentially huge numbers of simultaneous users.
And faster data from tools like O-Tracker.
Lightning-fast analytics, yes. The reset isn't just tweaking. It sounds like rebuilding the core engine for hyperscale.
But you also mentioned the life reset. That's just as important, isn't it? It's not just about the tech.
Because a 2.0 system needs a 2.0 mindset to match. The life reset is about clearing out the mental clutter.
Distractions, frustrations.
Negativity, old habits that slow you down. Making mental space for the speed and scale of what's now possible. If the system's built for speed, you can't be the bottleneck.
Okay, let's get specific. What actions does this reset, both corporate and personal, actually imply? What should people do?
It's a three-pronged approach, really, combining function and ambition. First, reset old mindsets that limit growth.
Like thinking too locally.
Exactly. If you're still focused only on local networking, you need to reset to global market thinking. Use OSHOP's international reach, for instance.
Second prong.
Reset broken habits or inefficient systems. Maybe that means shifting team communication from messy email threads to streamlined channels like OChat or OPeer, using the integrated tools.
And the third part. You mentioned compliance earlier with O-Verify. That seems critical for a global reset.
It's absolutely vital. The third part is resetting expectations and, crucially, ensuring compliance for the global stage. The improved O-Verify for OKYC.
ONPASSIVE, know your customer.
Right, that's not just red tape, it's an architectural pillar. Trust and scalability depend on it.
You can't have a fast global payment system like O-Wallet without reliable verification.
Precisely. The global reset needs a universally verified, trustworthy ecosystem. Fast, secure, legally compliant verification unlocks the speed of OES 2.0 in major markets. This reset prepares the organization to handle a massive influx of new users securely.
Okay, that sets the stage perfectly for phase 3, refocus, because with all this complexity you've just laid out.
The massive tool suite.
O-Connect, O-Wallet, O-Peer, O-Shop, O-Verify, O-Chat. The list keeps growing. It's easy to imagine founders feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Totally understandable, and that's where refocus comes in. It's about simplifying that complexity mentally.
How so?
By looking past the individual features and seeing the collective impact of the whole machine. All those tools can create noise if you let them.
What does this source mean by noise?
Anything that pulls energy away from the main mission. Short-term complaints, endless debates about minor features, non-essential admin tasks. Refocus demands you cut through that.
Eliminate the noise.
Immediately.
And what's the unifying grand vision everyone needs to refocus on? The collective impact.
The source consistently defines it as empowering people globally, helping them live better, work smarter, earn sustainably through digital tools.
The mission statement.
Explicitly, uplifting humanity through intelligent automation. So refocus means ensuring every single daily activity.
Every O-Connect call, every O-Shop sale.
Every O-Tracker report you analyze, it all needs to align directly with that big, ethical, and expansionary mission.
So refocus is about discipline, looking beyond the immediate transaction, seeing your part in the bigger picture, and channeling your energy efficiently towards that.
It's the anchor. With a platform this complex, you need constant reminders of the why. The mandate is figure out how your actions building teams with OPeer, marketing with OTrim, contribute to that huge collective goal. The success of OES 2.0 really hinges on this disciplined, singular focus.
Okay, this brings us to the why now, connecting these directives to the strategic timeline. This rise, reset, refocus message appearing on the dashboard now. That's not random, is it?
Oh, definitely not. It's strategically crucial timing, perfectly aligned, operating on several levels at once.
The sources point to specific drivers.
Yes, if we look at the strategic context laid out, there seem to be three main reinforcing reasons why this is the perfect moment for this message.
Okay, walk us through those drivers. Driver number 1.
Technical readiness. The new OES ecosystem, after its internal architectural reset, is live and working. It's not just stable, it's delivering new, powerful features.
Especially the financial tools.
Critically, yes. The high-speed capability of O-Wallet is essential for global payments. So, technically, the platform is ready for the world stage.
Makes sense. Driver number 2.
Market expansion strategy. The company is explicitly moving into a global launch phase. That means attracting huge numbers of new users, opening new markets.
Securing global partnerships.
All of that. And to manage that massive influx successfully, you need your existing member base to be unified, professional, and totally aligned, on the same page.
Which brings us to driver number 3, tying back to what we discussed earlier, the mindset, preparing the existing members.
Exactly. Mindset transformation is key. ONPASSIVE seems to understand that the sheer scale of the opportunity ahead, what the source calls that massive wave of opportunities, could actually be overwhelming.
Too much, too soon.
Potentially. So they're ensuring every member, especially the long-term ones, is mentally prepared, ready to lead, ready to mentor, ready to absorb that growth without getting paralyzed or maybe complacent.
So the pop-up is essentially a digital checkpoint.
That's a great way to think about it.
Before we hit this potentially irreversible surge of global activity,
Hmm.
everyone needs to pause. Check their systems are clean, reset, their ambition is high, rise, and their goal is crystal clear. Refocus.
It ensures collective preparedness. Think of it like a mandatory pre-flight briefing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't launch a major international flight without the entire crew running rigorous checks, right? Technical checks, mental checks. This message is the ultimate pre-flight checklist for the whole community.
Given how ambitious the language is in the source material, massive waves, unprecedented heights, we have to touch on the risk, don't we?
The risk of setting expectations too high.
Yeah. Does the material acknowledge the danger that if growth doesn't immediately match that kind of hype, it could lead to disappointment?
That's a fair question. The source seems to address this by framing the ambition not as hype, but as a strategic necessity. The messaging aims to combat small thinking.
So it's about mindset calibration.
Exactly. While disappointment is always a risk in a big scale-up, the strategy behind the reset, particularly, is to prepare founders for success at that massive scale. By insisting on that mindset reset, they're trying to align members' internal readiness with the external potential of a global AI ecosystem.
And they provide tools to manage expectations.
Right. The response to potential over-expectation is embedded in the tools themselves, like OConnect for communication, OTracker for data. These allow founders to track progress scientifically, hopefully mitigating purely emotional reactions to market ups and downs.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's shift to the emotional experience this creates, especially for those longtime founders, the originals.
The ones who've been waiting since the early days.
The source material describes a really profound emotional payoff for them.
You definitely see excitement for this new era, yes. But maybe even deeper than that is a sense of relief.
Relief.
Relief that the long journey, often challenging, defending against skepticism, years of development, it's finally paying off. Tangible results, operational tools,
And that generates responsibility.
a heightened sense of it. Yes, they're not just members anymore, they're the vanguard. Tasked with leading, mentoring the huge wave of new global users coming in.
Reading the excerpts, I definitely get a sense of nostalgia too. The source evokes those early days.
Late-night webinars with Ash Mufarah.
The passion, the debates about whether this global AI ecosystem could actually empower ordinary people.
People without tech backgrounds.
Yeah.
And that shared history is precisely why the Rise, Reset, Refocus message hits so hard for them. It's not just corporate talk.
It's validation.
It's confirmation of the years they invested. It feels like Ash Mufarah is speaking directly, acknowledging their persistence. We did this together, faced the critics, solved the tech hurdles. Now let's step up, rise, clean up anything holding us back, reset, and aim for true greatness. Refocus.
It validates the struggle and cements their role, from early believers to active leaders in this launch phase.
Exactly.
All right, let's pivot now from the emotional side to the purely practical, functional aspects. You emphasized earlier this dashboard message isn't just static, it's interactive.
That's absolutely vital to grasp. It's an active, dynamic part of the OES platform, designed to be immediately useful, not just inspiring.
So what happens when you click it?
The source documentation says when a member clicks on Rise, Reset, Refocus, it doesn't just dismiss, it takes them away from the main dashboard.
Into what they call a personal growth portal. Interesting term.
It is, and it's designed as a quick start guide for this new launch phase.
Okay, what's in this portal? What resources does it offer to turn those 3 words into actual tasks?
It seems quite practical. First, you get a short, punchy motivational video from leadership reinforcing the message, but then, crucially, it provides direct access to actionable resources.
Like what?
Things like a readiness checklist for the global launch, quick start guides for getting the most out of the OES.
Examples.
Detailed instructions for setting up O-Wallet for faster withdrawals, guides on using O-Connect features, like maybe the real-time translation for talking to international teams.
Making it immediately useful for global collaboration.
Right. And it connects that conceptual reset directly to the technical nuts and bolts, especially the compliance aspect we discussed.
The O-Verify updates.
Precisely. Prominent links to new product updates, specifically focusing on how to use the improved O-Verify for that OKYC compliance.
So it makes the abstract command concrete.
Exactly. Reset becomes reset your verification status or ensure your team is fully compliant before the big wave hits. The portal bridges the philosophy and the necessary technical housekeeping.
Okay, let's tie these principles back to the core unpassive values. We've looked at the tech, the emotion. How do these three words reflect the company's established identity?
They map really well onto the core pillars Ashmafar has consistently talked about. RISE aligns perfectly with empowerment,
Giving people tools and courage.
giving them the tools, the tech, and the courage for real lasting change, moving them from just being users to being active participants, builders.
And reset, that connects to.
Innovation. Reset is the operational principle driving innovation, that commitment to constantly improving, even overhauling systems.
Staying cutting edge.
Absolutely. Being willing to ditch what's just good for what's truly great, not being afraid to optimize ruthlessly.
Which leaves refocus. That must be about purpose.
Exactly. Making sure every feature, every founder's action, every single corporate decision ladders up to that larger stated mission.
Uplifting humanity through intelligent automation.
That's the one. The source material keeps hammering this point. It's not just a tech company selling tools. It's framed as a global movement. And these three words, they're the streamlined marching orders for this next phase of rapid growth.
And all this preparation, this focus, it's pointing towards a huge date on the calendar. The global launch, targeted for July 24, 2025.
Right.
This Rise, Reset, Refocus message is clearly the intensive mandatory prep phase leading up to that moment.
It's the final readiness check before the floodgates really open. Founders are being actively encouraged through the portal, through other communications, to do specific, measurable things now.
Such as
Updating and maybe even stress testing their O-Wallet setups, ensuring their accounts are fully verified with O-Verify, getting hands-on with the newer social tools like OPal and OChat to build those cross-border connections.
and using OConnect.
Critically, yes.
Yeah.
Actively using OConnect for large-scale events to share the platform, build community, basically rise into leadership roles, reset old pre-launch habits, and refocus entirely on growth and smooth collaboration before that official launch date hits.
What really stands out for me in the source material, though, is how it grounds all this philosophy in real-world examples, global examples.
Yes, it shows the practical wisdom. It illustrates these words aren't just for internal hype. They offer real direction for daily business everywhere.
Give us one of those examples.
Okay, there's a detailed one about a small business owner in Kenya. Historically, her market was just local, limited by infrastructure.
Right.
Now, using O-Shop's global logistics and payment processing, she's selling handmade cracks to customers in Europe, North America. That's a tangible example of rising above significant local limits using the OES tools.
That's powerful. How about reset in practice?
There's a case study of a digital marketer in India. His campaign underperformed badly. Instead of just quitting or wasting more money,
He applied the reset principle.
yes, he used O-Tracker analytics, dug into the data, found exactly where his lead funnel was broken. He then reset the campaign parameters, optimized the targeting based on the data, and got much better results. It shows reset as a strategic, data-driven correction.
Not just throwing things at the wall and refocus.
There's an example of a team leader in Canada. Her team was burning out, confused about priorities.
Not a problem.
Very. Applying refocus, she cut out non-essential meetings and instead used OKIR, the structured, secure platform for targeted, high-value mentoring and training.
Channeling energy effectively.
Exactly. Refocusing on team development and efficiency, cutting the noise. The principles work universally across different business contexts.
And the global community response described in the source confirms this message landed powerfully.
It sounds like it created a real buzz. WhatsApp groups apparently lit up with strategies. OConnect webinars saw record attendance, founders wanting to align. Social media filled with posts about how people were applying the three words personally.
A collective leveling up, as the source puts it.
It seems to signify that. A fresh, unified awakening. The digital checkpoint was passed, and the whole community started recalibrating for speed, moving from patient development to aggressive, purposeful execution. #outro.
So as we wrap up this really detailed deep dive, it's clear, isn't it? This Rise, Reset, Refocus message is way more than just a notification on a screen.
Miles beyond that.
The source material definitely positions it as a pivotal moment in the company's story, a digital milestone marking that crucial shift.
From preparation to execution.
From the long build-up phase to a period defined by collective action and, as the source puts it rather boldly, global domination.
And every single time a member logs in now, sees those three words, they're meant to be instantly reminded of four core takeaways. 4 things that should define their role going forward.
Okay, what are those for?
First, a reminder that you, the founder, are part of something much bigger than just yourself, a global movement focused on digital empowerment.
Second,
Second, you're affirmed that you have the power within you and now the tools to rise beyond obstacles. Whether that's internal doubt or external critics, the infrastructure is there.
third takeaway.
That you have the flexibility personally and organizationally to reset your path, your strategy, your mindset whenever needed, using the OES 2.0 principles to ditch inefficiency.
And the fourth?
And fourth, that you absolutely must refocus relentlessly.
Yep.
Cut through the noise, eliminate distractions, and channel your energy exclusively towards the core purpose, the global mission that truly matters. It's about operational clarity.
It really is an enduring, powerful call to action. And drawing on Ash Mufari's own words, cited in the material, the ultimate reminder for everyone in the ecosystem is this.
This isn't the end.
Not by a long shot. It's only the beginning. The future, both digitally and economically, belongs to those prepared to rise, reset, and refocus.
Which leads to, perhaps, a provocative final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. If you were to apply that same strict discipline, the ONPASSIVE ethos, to your own life or work right now, what single habit would you be compelled to reset?
And what single high-value goal would you be forced to immediately refocus on?
In order to truly rise to your own next level, the tools we discussed are digital, sure, but that wisdom for success, that feels pretty universal.